Yes. Okay. You guys, after last Wednesday's presentation that we went through, me and Dan essentially just did a sample read through of section by section. Okay. A raise of hand. Who has any questions about the entire seller presentation? Because we are going to be diving in and starting role play now on this. Okay. So it's very important that if you have questions about certain programs, how do I look for these comps that it's asking me to look for here? Like what does Jared do when he goes to the house? This is your time because we are now role playing this script. It is the real deal now. Okay, so I want to make sure that anything that has to do with the worry-free listing, what we do for the house, what is a voicemail drop? Okay, I want to make sure that all that gets handled now so you guys feel like uber confident in all of that, okay? So, Dan the man,
It's for Francis.
okay?
Can you succinctly go over the CMA like super quick? You don't have to go in like how to do it, but basically like trying to find a good fit, like Valentine.
So basically you want to try and stay within 500 plus or minus square feet. You want plus or minus one bedroom, one bath. You try and do the same bedrooms and bath if possible, if there's a lot of inventory. I try and stay within 6 months. If there's a lot of properties, go to 3 months. If there's not enough, keep going until you get at least 3 sold. And then whatever actives are on, I like to just show that this is the competition. It's not necessarily a comp, but this is everything on the market. And make sure it's in the same neighborhood, because if you don't know the neighborhood, like where I live at Bunker Hill, you guys have almost all of you have been here. The neighborhood right behind me is Rancho Del Oro. So make sure it's very different. Even though it looks like it's right next to each other, it's very different. So you guys need to study the neighborhood that you're doing the CMA in if you don't know the neighborhood. It's really important because it's 2 different neighborhoods and there's hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of difference. And if you don't know that, the seller knows that, and they're going to think you're not an expert, if that makes sense.
Yep.
The Covenant was a good example of that too for anybody that's in Orange County. If you just run a blanket CMA on the Covenant, it's going to pull properties that are outside the gate. Pretty major price difference living outside the gate and living behind the gate. But the system doesn't see that line, like of the gate or the community. So that thank you for saying that. That's one of the big ones, you guys, especially a gated community. Make sure you're looking like in the community. Don't go super far unless you like absolutely have to, and there's literally nothing that's sold, in the community. But
And if you guys don't know the community, read the description. It usually says the community in there. Or the HOAs are very different in price. That's how you can kind of tell without going to the property. And you want to stay, if it's not a very different community, you want to stay within a 1 mile radius if possible.
okay, you guys can also look up communities in here in homes.com. I just wanted to show you this really quick. So Monarch Bay, or Monarch Hills condominiums, all of these are different communities that are available in here. One, it will give you properties that are for sale and they're right off the bat. But the best thing to do is just scroll down and it literally tells you all about the community right here. This is where I do a lot of my just initial research just to see like an overview. This is a great overview of the community. It's very accurate on it too. I know 2 million to 31 million is a big range, but it's true. There's a big range in that community. Homes for sale currently 12. Average home value 4.2. Median lot size, percentage of renters, household income average. Like this is amazing information.
Did everybody see how I got there? You went a little fast. Zach,
Sorry.
can you do it one more time?
So what I like to do, and I'll go back to the front page of homes.com. Okay, so I come in here. I'll just type in the community name. I don't know. How do you spell Henny Hills, Franny?
Hennie.
Hennie. Okay, so Henny
Or maybe it's one N.
Hills.
That's two.
There's two, right?
Oh,
Oh,
here we go. It's one.
that's one.
Our agents
I
here.
thought it was
We're not English majors.
Yeah. Oh, so this one looks like it's technically Fire Mountain, not Henny Hills.
Kinda is, but it's not.
Yeah,
Weird. Is Henny
it's
Hills
not
right next
perfect.
to Fire Mountain?
It's next to Fire Mountain. Yeah, so no, that's right. Yeah,
This
see
is it
how?
though?
Yeah, that's it. Mhm.
Wow, so there's just nothing for sale inside of Henny Hills right now.
Mhm.
That's crazy. So I'll go sold. Okay, I'll click this guy. And
That's
essentially
why
what
this-
you guys want, you just want to be on a property right here that's in the community. Okay, that's all that matters, is that you're on a property that's in the community. And you can come down here and it should tell you, is Miracosta?
Miracosta.
Miracosta?
Miracosta is not. It's there's Miracosta College, so it's by the college, Miracosta.
Okay, so it looks like homes.com has not done a Henny Hills yet. They've done everywhere except Henny Hills. I've looked up all my communities over here. Those. Stephanie, you have one maybe in like Temecula?
We only look up Red Hawk, where Dan and I are taking a listing.
Red Hawk. Temecula?
Yep.
Thank you for going
Melissa,
out.
we are door knocking Henny Hills after the next FAM meeting.
Yeah, do it.
Right here, Red Rock.
Red Hawk.
Hawk, sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking Red Rock Casino. Red Hawk, but you're here. So 520 to 1.3. Percentage of renters, 17%. Median age, 37.
Oh,
Percentage of college grads.
wow.
Cool to know, 40%. Commercial property, like there's average household income. And then you guys, I've sent this video to people before. If it's a buyer looking at a community, they have these little breakdown videos on some of
Oh,
them.
that's neat. I never knew that.
Cool.
To the south and east by the
That's really good for out-of-state owners, or if they don't know the communities. You guys copy and paste all the different communities.
Yep.
That's a great. Is that an IO? Look like big people on the golf course. Was there?
Oh, fake people.
Like AI.
But so you guys can see homes.com is pushing really hard, and this is what they're trying to be. They're trying to be the hyper local, like expert website. So utilize their marketing dollars. They're spending millions of dollars on this right now. But so you guys, that is a really good initial look on how to just like, if you're going to a new area or community you don't know, look up a house here and just look what's here. Just get that basic, understanding of like what's going on in an area that you're about to be a professional in. Okay. Awesome. Whoever brought that up, good job.
Dan.
Dan the man. Okay, anything else before we dive into the actual script itself? Everyone feels confident about our worry-free listing, about what a FAM transformation is?
Do you guys understand that before you go to the house and sending the discovery questions or filling them out, why that's important? Because I don't think a lot of you are doing it because I'm seeing it still on the checklist. Does everybody understand that part? Like why we do that, to kind of get all the information and how to do it? Does anybody not know how to do it or how to send it? Everybody gets it. Okay.
Yeah.
I just think there needs to be a follow-up call or before you need to let them know in advance that, hey, I'm gonna send this out. It's really important that you go through it. It'll help me out, kind of all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so raise of hands from everybody who's on here. Is there any reason not to send the seller discovery form? Cool. So we should all be sending it when we get a seller that goes into nurturing. Awesome. Let's make sure we're on that. You guys, I get people to fill it out all the time. All the time. And all I do is drop it. I just let them know I'm going to be sending it. Hey, Dan, I'm excited to come over next week. I'm going to send you a discovery form. Okay. It's only going to take you a few minutes to fill it out. It's going to let me know exactly what you're looking for out of your home sale. So I know, to bring the proper plan for you. Okay. Take about a few minutes, fill it out. It'd be huge, major help to me. Appreciate it. On to the next. Okay, it's pretty rare that somebody's just going to say no. No, Shane, I'm not willing to fill it out, but I'm willing to invite you in my house.
Mm-hmm.
Run into a predicament there. Okay, obviously, if they're not tech savvy guys, that's a little different. If they're like old and they just don't know how to get on their computer, stuff like that. That's your variable. But outside of that, essentially every single person should at least get the opportunity to fill out the form to make sure they get the best service possible. If we are not sending them the form, we are taking away that opportunity from them, not the other way around. They are losing the opportunity to have an agent that is 100% prepped to come to their door. Okay, so it's really important that you really hit those discovery forms out. And if not, make sure you're just asking the questions. Okay, just ask powerful discovery questions. Why are you selling? When do you need to be out of the house by? All that information is just stuff that you need to know. Okay.
And if you guys are going to the house without those 2 questions, you're wasting your time. Why are they selling and what is their timeline is the main thing to make sure you get before you go over there. Because if they're 2 years, 3 years out, it's great to go and meet them and create the relationship. Yes, but no, don't cancel all your other appointments to be there when they're 2 to 3 days out or 3 years out.
Holly, if somebody wanted to stage their property, what would they be on the commission level if they were looking at the worry-free listing?
6%.
Okay, nice. What about a FAM transformation?
I know FAM transformations that where there's no front charge cost to them, it'll be reimbursed during the closing.
What are we doing? You nailed what it is. Good job. What is the just standard commission rate for a FAM transformation on the worry-free listing?
Oh, that I don't know. I thought 6%, let's say.
Okay, you're on it. Okay, you guys.
Okay.
So what are the big changes that bring us from a gold, which who can tell me what a gold is? What the commission is on a gold?
6.
5%.
Oh, nice. I held my
5%,
hand
yeah.
up like this and I was like trying to close my fingers. Okay. So we got 5% on the gold, and then we have 6% on a platinum. What is the major difference between the two?
The staging and the FAM transformation.
Bam. So if somebody doesn't need to stage and they don't need a FAM transformation, can we just automatically kind of suggest them a gold when we get to the end? Yeah, if I start diving really deep into the platinum, do we think it would kind of just be a waste of their time sitting there hearing it for 5 minutes? Yeah, let's focus on what's towards them. Okay, good job. Now, what happens if you also bring the buyer?
Reduce a percent.
Nailed it. Reduce a percent. What happens if they sell the home on their own? They swooped our job from us. And
1%.
We charge them a 1%.
1%.
Unless they have platinum. If they have platinum, it's 2%.
Oh, Dan the man. I love it.
Yeah, I'm a cheat sheet.
Yeah, I love it. Okay. You guys, we have a good understanding of the worry-free listing. Okay. That's it. Like that right there is the worry-free listing, what we just covered. It's just knowing your math. Okay. If somebody needs to remodel their whole house, you are not doing that for 4%. It is way too much of your time. It has nothing to do with the money that has to be used to transform the house. It strictly has to do with your time that's being used now to manage the project. Okay. It's a lot of work. That's why contractors get paid to like manage projects, because it takes a lot. Okay. The one other one on there, who can tell me the difference? And this is a little bit of a hard question to answer, but who can tell me the difference between getting a property ready for market and a FAM transformation? What makes a property now like, oh, now we're a FAM transformation?
I'd say like investing money into it and like contractors.
Contractors is a good one because you technically probably wouldn't bring in a contractor until we reached a certain point. There's 2 words though that kind of tend to turn it into a FAM transformation, and it's a bathroom or a kitchen.
Remodel.
Kitchen remodel, correct. So bathroom or kitchen remodel. That's like, we have to bring in the contractor now. There's gonna be a plumber, the tile guy, like that's now a project. AKA, my time is being used for the project. It's now FAM transformation. If somebody just needs touch up, guys, like they literally just need some touch up on the walls, maybe some new light switches because they're yellowed, real basic items like that. That's just getting a property ready for sale. We'll do that stuff all day long. That's not because we don't need to manage anything for that. We can go down there with a screwdriver, and swap out some light switches. But when we have to get a contractor, management time, That's when you know in your head, cool, now it's a FAM transformation. Okay, Alyssa.
So for new paint and changing like the light switches or fixtures or anything like that, that's still gonna be 6% though for the fam, or how do you do, that's just gonna be normal 5?
Yep, so it would be a 5%, and then we could still cover for them. Like we could still say like, oh yeah, we'll send the cleaners in and we'll, you know, get the carpet guy, that's no big deal. And we'll still pull it out of escrow the
Okay.
same way. It's just not a project, you know, it's not this big. So like if we're charging them that extra 1%, like I said, we're just making sure like it's worth it. Like we're charging them for our time and our effort. You know, we're
Yeah.
not charging them for the cool name, you know, of the
I,
family.
I do have to say though, there are special, how do you say? Never mind. Francis knows where I was gonna go with this, but there are special things that need to be increased on the 5%. It needs to be like higher than that sometimes. So
So you guys, we're
depending
talking
on the work and
we're talking the standard. Okay. When I go into Toyota and I'm buying the Corolla, they have a standard price for how much that car in front of me costs. Now we're going to negotiate. We're either going to, he's probably going to want to take me up if I want the warranty. I'm going to try to get him down on price. That's now where negotiations happen. What we're talking about is your guys' standard. So when you go in and present to a homeowner and they need a gold, you're not just saying, oh yeah, we could do it for 3%. Because you can't. Okay. You can't. Your time is just not worth it there. Like you guys will end up, that's the agents that get burnt out. Because they're running all the time. So yeah.
Some of you did not want to do the 1% if you represent both sides. That's fine. Just don't give them the worry-free listing. The worry-free listing agreement has if you know them and they're your friends and you don't want to give them a discount or what have you, as long as you can get the business and you've already agreed upon something, just send the listing contract over. They don't need to see the worry-free listing. You can show them the FAM presentation, you know. So a couple of you have said that. So it's it. I just don't want them below a certain amount because then the team loses money. So as long as you guys are keeping it at our standards, then we're okay with that.
Yeah. You guys, there'll be situations where you drop percentages, repeat clients, SOIs, like we'll always sit down and look at things, you know, to try to make it work for people. So if there's a variable situation, that's when you just come to me or Francis and say, hey, I have a variable. I have a client of mine who also happens to be my uncle, and he's trying to buy like 3 homes. Can we give him a discount on this? Sure. Let's sit down and look it out and see what makes sense, you know, to make it happen for him and for you guys. Okay. So we'll always look at variables, but like I said, you want to make sure that you're following your standard as much as possible. Okay. And it really comes down to just having absolute utter confidence in the price that you are charging for your value. Okay. That's why my guy, I knew we were going to give him a 4% or a 1% discount because he's already done a property with us and he's going to do another one after this one. I still told him 5% because I knew he was going to come back at me and go, hey, Zach, I would feel really great if we could work something out here. Sam, because I value our relationship so much, I'm happy to do that for you. I'll make that work. Let's do 4%. And how about we go ahead? I'll have Kimmy send everything over and we'll get it all locked up. They go, that sounds great. You guys, that's a sale. That's just sales. We're outside of real estate now. You never discount first because it takes all the emotion and all the value out of the discount that you just gave. It's no longer a discount. I know we shouldn't be using the word discount, but we're removing a percent for somebody. Okay. Make sure you don't do it off the bat. Okay. And make sure that you're catching them in that emotional state of, yeah, you know what, Shane, I'm happy to do that for you because. Okay.
And I do want to point out something and acknowledge Reza for doing an incredible job. We did a fan transformation on Pascali, and they were so happy, like beyond, like in tears, so happy that Reza said, you guys have made like an extra 150,000 on your house. Is it, Reza, I don't know if you want to share how you did it, but basically,
Yeah, I can.
Short. Okay, go ahead. Because it's just really important, I feel.
Yeah, absolutely. So the way I approach this, ultimately, when we reached out full contingency removal and they're happy. The buyers wanted an almost $25,000 repair credit, and Francis basically told him 5K or go kick rocks, and that's what they accepted. So I went to the sellers and I told them, okay, from where you were last time to where you are now, you've made $130,000. Would you say, given everything that given everything you know about how we discounted this deal to make it happen up front without any worries to you guys, so you don't have any extra stress, and we just demonstrated results from day with the FAM team, would you say it would be fair to award the team a percentage of your winnings as a gratitude for delivering outstanding results? And they said, yes. What do you recommend? I said, as your fiduciary representative, I would say it would be very reasonable to contribute anywhere from 10 to 15% of your winnings to the team. And they said that's a fair number, which is exactly what they did.
So that just shows like, hey, we'll do this ahead of time. And a lot of teams, thank you, Reza. A lot of teams do charge the 10 to 15% up front, or 20% or half. Like, hey, if we can get you 100 grand more, we want 50% of that. You know, a lot of people do that when they do not FAM transformations, just any kind of transformation on a property. So that was really awesome for Reza to go back and ask for that, because they were ecstatic and they would not have had that extra $130,000 without our help and without us putting up the money up front to make it all happen. So it's a win-win. They're super happy, so just keep that in the back of your head. You guys can always drop that if you want.
One more point, if you don't mind. When I represented the calculations to them, we've essentially sold their property 7% over asking price and almost 10% over previously an escrow price. And if I were to reapproach them from the beginning, I would have said something along the lines of, present them with something along the lines of, these are the tiers of performance. If we are able to sell your property 30,000 over asking, 50,000 over asking, or 100,000 over asking, you could juggle the numbers and actually present that as an offer, to which how that changes your potential bonus, if you may say. And you don't necessarily need to present it to them up front, but somewhere along the line, and maybe beginning of escrow when they're super happy, or whenever you just feel like is the right timing. People love options, and when they see things are tiered based on performance, you are showing them that we are earning the money we are asking for, and we're not just frivolously asking for it.
Mm-hmm. Good point, Reza. Alyssa?
They include a script for that in the 7% listing. That's what Beef teaches too. So they have like a play-by-play on how you can ask for it as well. Obviously, if you're not doing the 7%, you can just include it if it ends up going over asking, like Reza's situation did. But they have a whole script for that on Career Compass on asking for that percentage credit after close.
Thanks, Babe. You have it in all your files, right? You already downloaded it. Could you send it to Zach, and then he'll tweak it a little to give to the team?
Yeah.
Thanks, Babe.
I got a question for Reza. How did you find out about this? I mean, did Franny mention this to you, like with a FAM transformation, or?
How did I find out about what part of it now?
The asking for the performance, percentage.
Oh, that's just ingrained in my mind from my sales background. I always come from places where people discount the service just to get the business. And I'm under the mindset that if I were to discount my service to you, I would not want you as my client. I would want to upsell you and show you value for why you want me to serve you. And we have limited number of people we can serve at once. So, and we live in abundance. So there's plenty to catch that are the ones that are good and completely matching of what we are wanting to do.
And one point I want to bring out with this transaction specifically with this one is they went through such a nightmare kind of with the previous experience, not Reza, but just like with the buyers and the appraisal, and they were just in tears. So we said we would come in at the same 5% and not charge them extra and do the FAM transformation so that their experience stayed the same. So we weren't charging for it extra over time. So it even gave Reza more of a like, hey, this is what we usually do, but we wanted to make sure that you weren't stressed out even more that it was going to cost more and show you what we can do.
I love the way that you positioned it as sharing the winnings, because it kind of pictures you as like a blackjack dealer who like gave them a winning hand, right? And they're tossing you a chip back across the table. Like it feels good when you get the winning hand at the poker table, and you were, so it felt natural and it felt very respectful. Like you earned the right to ask that question. And it's beautiful the way they graciously wanted to, because they probably wouldn't have thought of it on their own. And you created that opportunity for them to express additional gratitude, which is pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
It's
Absolutely.
also awesome for his bank account. It's also Mr. Vince. Okay.
We just did the testimony video with Adam an hour ago. They were in tears. They were talking about taking a cruise several different places around the world now, upgrading their cars. So it's gonna go on the FAM website here hopefully soon, and everyone should be able to utilize that in your conversations to kind of show what kind of results could be delivered to people who are hesitant for what this might be.
Thank you, Reza.
Very sweet. Okay. Ooh, who feels ready to close a listing? Who has practiced this script? Who's read it since last Wednesday when we covered it? I know Stephanie has. I got a photo from her. Okay, Miss Stephanie, you're gonna be closing a listing today.
Hi.
Brandy, can I have you be the homeowner on this one?
Yep.
Okay. You guys, what is very important about this, because these are longer role plays. Okay, these are not the 5-minute like in the mornings. Okay, so we are not going to get through 5, 6, 7, 8 different role plays on here. So what is very, very important during these is to have out sheet of paper, okay, a pen, pencil, something to write with. I can't remember the last time I used a pencil. I just thought about that. Use a pen, okay, and write down highlights, things that you would change, things that you like, certain words that maybe caught your ear. Like, listen to this and dissect it like it was yours. If you're listening to your own, you're gonna walk away with great sound bites. Okay, these are extremely beneficial. Okay, to sit here and listen to what's going on. So, bam, I'm gonna let Stephanie and Francis go. I'm gonna put the script in the chat here.
I made a little book. I printed it on half sheets and I made it like a little book so I can take it with me.
Oh my God, and then listen how good she is, you guys, because she practices and practices and practices, and she's in her shower practicing. Ring, ring.
Well, no, you're listening presentation.
You rang me.
Yeah, you guys are doing the actual listing.
Oh, I thought we were doing a Zoom. Okay.
Yeah.
This is good because I went to a lady's house yesterday and she has a neighbor who could do it for 4%, she was saying, and help her with stuff. So I'm kind of okay. So, all right, Francis, thank you for having me over today. I'm very clear that there are many options when it comes to agents. There's many great agents that you can choose. Looking forward to our meeting today. Would you mind giving me a quick tour of the home?
Yeah, sure. Where do you want to start?
Oh, we'll start in the front and we'll go through the kitchen. Let's do the inside and then we'll do the outside.
Okay. Hey, Zach, am I like showing her around, or we'll just skip that part?
You can okay, you guys just looked at the house. Nice.
Okay, great. Awesome. Thanks for taking the time to show me the home. It's stunning. I love a lot of the features that you've chosen. Why don't we sit at the table here so we have enough room to lay everything out? Okay, great.
Sure.
And then let's talk about what options you have and the blueprint to successfully sell your home and accomplish your goals. Sound good?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Perfect. So let's take a moment and review some of the questions I asked you over the phone. Your reason for selling is you want to get to Leisure World and closer to the coast with your friends so you can have a bigger social life. And your timeline would be as soon as possible. We just have to get some W-2s filed. So great. Thank you for confirming everything. Does that all sound right?
Yeah, I was saying I wanted to do Leisure World, but I am self-employed, so I haven't filed my taxes yet.
Yep. Yep. So I actually have someone. I'm going to put you in touch with my in-house lender, and she's going to talk to you about that and what you need to do for your next steps to get financed. Sound good?
Yep.
Cool. So I have a great idea of what your goals are. Did you have the opportunity to review the email I sent you regarding our team, our track record of success, and what we do to aggressively and actively market your home?
I reviewed it quickly, but do you mind going over that a little bit more in detail?
Yeah, absolutely. I like to make sure, you at least have the option to take a look at it, but I definitely brought everything with me here. And I have created a custom blueprint for the sale of this home to accomplish your goals of getting closer to the coast by the end of the year.
It sounds great. Thank you.
So first page, Frances Mauser, we're on FAM team. So she's our lovely leader. And this is the amazing team of support that we have to fill in the gaps of all of the tasks that need to get done to aggressively market your home. I will be your main point of contact. And basically my phone number is like a Google for you for all things that you need to sell your home. So do we have a next page? Okay, cool. So who is FAM? This is our team. There's a whole team of agents working to get your home sold, not just one. These are all the people I work with. Next page.
Fun group.
Yeah. Our brokerage, EXP, just so you know, we're accredited. We're the fastest growing brokerage, and our company is actually #1 in sides. That means they are #1 in representing buyers and sellers confidently and successfully to close. I think that's awesome because what we care about is the closing, right?
I've never heard of EXP. What does it stand for?
That's a great question. I think they use the EXP as like experience, exposomeness, exponentially better than everybody else. I don't know. I went to their conference in October. It was pretty amazing. It was like probably one of the best collection of small business owners I've ever been around. Yeah, so I'm pretty proud to be with this company.
Oh,
They're very tech savvy and they're very agent oriented, which I love because when the company's agent oriented, it allows me to be you oriented.
I like that.
Great. Next page. Cool. So professional photography, because your home deserves it. Oh my gosh. Like, remember glamour shots from the 80s? We're doing that for you. We're doing that for your home. We're going to make it look stunning and we're going to shine it in its best light. And the guy who takes pictures was on that first page, Hive Media. They're one of the most accredited, respected, impressive media companies in Southern California. And we're very lucky that they keep us as one of their VIP clients.
That sounds great.
Yeah. And then our trusted partners, these are just some great partners that we've chosen to partner with to provide you with the best resources and services through your transaction. So Easy Day TC, you'll be communicating with him through the process. Maris Mortgage will help you with all your financial needs. Arbor One Escrow and Tycor Title, etc. Great virtual 3D tour. Yeah, so one of the things buyers really love is most buyers are starting their search online now. So we like to provide a virtual tour to give people the most access to your property and the most people the most access. But more importantly, what I found, what the 3D video tour does, it's not so much before escrow as much as once we find the perfect buyer for your home, that video tour allows that buyer to sell themselves on your home every single day during the escrow process. How cool is that?
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, they get to imagine themselves living in the home every single day. And what it essentially does is it just subconsciously sells them on it again and again and again. And that's where I really love the video tour. Okay, so our pre-marketing checklist. This is everything I'm going to do for you that you're not even going to know I'm doing to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Sound great?
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Perfect.
Is it something you do or I do?
Oh, I'll tell you when you have to do something but for the most part, I'm going to do everything.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. We're going to make this easy for you.
I like easy.
We're going to make this fun. I'm not doing this to not be fun. I didn't want to be fun. I'd be a CPA. Okay. So here is our action plan and what we're going to do for you to get your home sold. Professional photography, the tour, drone and video footage. We know that drone footage sells exponentially more homes, just having that aerial view of everything. Social media, marketing commentary. Oh, I love that. Landing page, you know, all the digital fun stuff that anybody can do. We just do it better. Great. Seller roadmap, because it's nice to know where you're going next, right? How are you ever going to get there if we don't know what we're doing? So this is where when you're asked, what do I need to do? Just reference this roadmap and I'll let you know what step we're on and what we need to do next.
Okay. Yeah, I've sold a home before, so I don't probably have to go through step by step of that.
Oh, great. When was the last time you sold a property?
It was last year.
Oh, okay. So pretty recent. Great.
Mhm.
Awesome. Okay. Well, as you know, time is of the importance. Time is of the essence, and we want to make sure we price your home correctly. I'm not even reading this, am I? Oh, we get to price. Apparently, I need the script. Oh, okay. So timing and the mind of a buyer are extremely important to understand with the sale of the home. Would you agree?
Definitely.
Awesome. Well, I'm curious, what have you heard occurring in the last 90 days with the real estate market here?
I heard it's hot and things are flying off the shelves.
Yeah, it's about right. It's hot. And okay, let me share with you the reality of what's actually occurring in our local market. So in Riverside County, we have, oh, I should know these things. Single families, zip codes, number of homes. Actually, I was thinking to myself as I read this script, I was like, oh shit, that's a lot of information. Like, I gotta learn this. Average days on market, I think we're hovering around 54, currently listed prices, closed prices, and percent of asking price. That's what we're trending. And then do you know supply and, Francis, do you know how supply and demand works?
Yep.
Right, of course you do. So if supply is low and demand is high, what impact would you say this has on prices?
When supply is low and there's high demand, the prices are high.
Right. And so then if demand is low and supply is high, what impact would this have on prices?
Prices would drop.
Right. Yep. So based upon the data, what type of market do you believe we are in? High supply, low demand, or low supply, high demand?
Low supply, high demand.
Exactly. So let's dive into the mind of a buyer. If we price the home too high, they're going to walk around looking for negative reasons to offer less. If we price correctly, they're looking for all the positive reasons to offer more. What happens is they gain an emotional attachment to the property, and that's where extremely strong offers come from. We want a really strong offer for your home, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Right. All right. I'm not trying to work too hard to not get a strong offer. Just kidding. No. Worry-free listing. So here are a few easy ways to create a smooth transaction for our clients. First one I like to talk about is our minute-to-minute listing agreement. What this means is we don't believe in tying clients to lengthy contracts. All of our agreements are minute-to-minute, which means you can cancel at any time if you feel like we're not serving you to the highest standard.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. And another one I like to cover is our FAM transformation. This is where we can come in and boost the quality and equity of your home. Boost the equity of your home by paying for certain upgrades out of our own pocket. This ensures our clients receive the most value for the equity and can walk away with more in their pocket.
Yeah, I definitely want to do a couple of those things.
Okay, excellent. And then your investment. Out of what we've covered so far, Francis, is there anything that stands out?
I like the marketing and the FAM transformation.
Okay, great. So the marketing and the FAM transformation. So here's a quick overview of what we talked about earlier for marketing. Okay, and then what is the next step? Francis, I want to cover what the next steps look like after we are complete here. First thing we will do is we can discuss dates at the end, but I like to give my clients a look into the future. What is the next step? So here are some of our reviews that our amazing clients have left us. I'm extremely proud of the experience we've been able to create for our clients. Here I also have some photos of our favorite past sales. And is there anything I can clarify for you, or does everything we covered make sense?
I think it makes sense so far.
Okay, great. Let's jump to the fun part. We have comps. And you know we'll be entering into a competition with other sellers who are going to be competing for the buyers in the market. Let's take a moment and discuss the pricing strategy that we need to win in this market.
Okay.
Okay, so Francis, I hear a lot of people ask, do you want speed or price? Why not both? With
Yeah,
proper
definitely want both.
pricing, right? Yeah, why not both? You seem like an abundance girly. We want both. So with proper pricing, we can put the home in front of the most eyes, create a bidding war, and find an extremely motivated buyer for your home. In preparing for our meeting, I created what we call a comparative market analysis, which shows homes similar to yours that have recently sold or are currently still on the market that are our direct competition. Let's take a look at these together. This home is most similar to yours with the same number of bedrooms and bathrooms and square feet. This is the asking price. It's been on the market for 21 days. Do you know this neighborhood?
Yes,
Oh, great. Have you seen this house?
I have.
Oh, okay, great. So based on these three comparables, this one priced at this 840, this one priced at 875, and this one priced at 920. Which price do you feel we should use to create value in the eyes of a buyer and get someone to decide to buy your home versus the competition?
I think we should be somewhere in the middle.
Okay, that's what I was thinking, like 870.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So then what, Francis, is the price that you absolutely must have?
I mean, there's not a price I must have, but I'd like to get the very most out of the property if I can.
Okay, of course, yes. We want to get the most out of it. We only get one chance to get the most out of it. So based upon getting the most out of it, I need you to answer.
Did she counter your pricing?
Not really. She just said she wants to get the most out of it.
You can skip that
Oh.
part. So the additional pricing clause is only if they counter your pricing.
Oh,
If
okay. I see
if
that
you
in
guys
highlight.
agree on price,
Yeah.
we get to like, great, awesome, nice, easy, easy
Well,
world.
let's practice if I did
Cool.
disagree. No, I want $1 million, Stephanie. I don't want 920.
Okay. So you agree that it would be valued to create value in the eyes of a buyer. You agree with 870, but the price you absolutely must have is $1 million.
Yeah, I'd like to get $1 million.
Okay. So based upon that price, there is one important question I'm going to need you to answer for me. What is it about your home that makes you feel it is worth $130,000 more than the competition?
I have a bigger backyard. I'm on a cul-de-sac, and my kitchen's redone.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely location, bigger backyard, cul-de-sac, kitchen being redone. And when did you do that kitchen?
3 years ago.
Okay, perfect. And then can I be direct with you?
Yeah, please.
Okay, thank you. In the market we are today, renovating a kitchen simply means you've brought your home up to the selling standard, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, and I'm curious, did you add the kitchen to the home for your own enjoyment?
Definitely.
And have you enjoyed it?
I have.
Excellent, exactly. So if you were a buyer and you were looking at two homes, one that was priced at 870 and another that was one that was priced at $1 million and another that was a bit lower at 870, which one would you choose?
Oh, I see where you're going. 870.
Really? I really think you would want the cul-de-sac. You know, okay, plan for a cul-de-sac? Okay, so 870. All right. Well, see, in today's market, most buyers we work with tell us that they, just like you, would rather have the extra money to do the home exactly what they wanted based on their own style and taste. We also know we have more control once they fall in love with the home, just as you did, and can negotiate a higher price once they are emotionally attached to the home. But we need to create the opportunity for that to happen, like we talked about earlier. So for that reason, I'm 100% confidence going on the market at 870, creating a bidding war and getting you your goal number. Does my reasoning for that price make sense?
Yes, it does.
Great. Fine here, lots of copies. No. So thank you for going through all of that with me. What I would like to do now is show you the two best options you have available. First one is the gold, second is the platinum. The main difference between the two is staging and the FAM transformation. because we both agreed your property needs a little bit, I would suggest the FAM transformation, and let me walk you through it. If sold with another agent in the MLS, it would be 2.5%. If the buyer is represented by myself in-house, we drop it to this percent. Oh, okay, so if sold with another agent in the MLS, it would be a full 6%
Yep.
to sell
Nailed
the
it.
property with another agent through the FAM transformation.
Yep,
If the
you
buyer is
got it.
represented, right? Okay, if the buyer is represented by myself in-house, we drop it to 5%. In this situation, we believe our clients deserve to receive a discount here. Okay, because we're keeping it all in-house. We don't have to negotiate or communicate with another agent. Okay, and if by some chance you are able to procure a buyer on your own efforts, we will drop the 6% to 1% and handle all the paperwork and make sure it's a clean transaction. Out of the-
I like that.
made my stomach hurt. Gave up 5% in a sentence.
But just so you know, guys, that's never ever happened.
It
Never.
says-
Except
it
one
says
time, right?
Well, no, it's happened because Alyssa's using it to bring together like a deal.
Oh, that's
She's
right.
using it as like a tool more than like we've never listed a property and the homeowner comes to us and goes, I flew to North Carolina and just like found a buyer and I'm bringing it back. Guys, it says without our marketing efforts. So if their neighbor sees the house on the MLS, like that's our marketing efforts.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's like they have to physically go find somebody that was not found by us, like by our marketing, our photos, our videos, our open houses, AKA it's typically a family member.
Yeah, usually it's before the listing's taken, you guys. Hey, I have a friend that might buy the property. If they do, and you put their name in the listing agreement. It's usually before.
Because once we have the listing and we start marketing, you can't not say that we didn't procure.
Correct. Yeah, it's usually before it goes live, or they tell you ahead of time.
Once they sign the listing agreement, they would have to disclose who would they be considering selling it to.
It's the coming soon phase is what normally gets people, which we don't do super long coming soon, phases. But during the coming soon is when all the neighbors come out and they go walk up to the homeowner. And that's where like we have lost multiple listings from putting it coming soon. And they end up wanting to work something like with their neighbor or something, or their uncle, like something down the line. Like they want to do their own little bubble thing. So what we've done now is make sure we don't get kicked out of the transaction, even if like their sister comes and is like, oh, I'll just take it from you. And that's literally what's happening on Alyssa's, is he was like, oh no, I'm just selling it to my brother. Like I'm just giving him this big discount on the price. And I'm just like, I just want my brother to have it. And Alyssa's like, well, cool. If you're just going to give it to your brother, at least let me look over everything and make sure it looks all good. And now she's being a TC for 1%. So it keeps us like in.
And now they're covered with E&O insurance for 1%.
Boom. And then she's getting a buy side. Typically there's something else leading out of it as well, usually. But yeah, so that gives you guys an example. Like it is so rare that happens, but it blows their freaking mind every time. And they laugh about it. I'm trying to remember, Eloise, when we were at yours and Aliso, I'm pretty sure they laughed too. And they're like, how would we find a buyer? Like, how do we go procure, somebody for the house?
Okay, I'm gonna close. So out of the gold and platinum, which one makes the most sense to you?
Well, I definitely need to get a couple things done with the property. And you guys will pay for that up front. How does it work?
We'll invest up front and collect the expense from the close of escrow.
Okay.
So
is there a budget? Is there a max on that?
What do you mean?
Like, will you guys go up to 50,000? Like, what's the most you'll go up to?
I mean, we'll definitely. So what we do is, I will have my partner and who does all the remodels, and our contractor come. We'll make a list of the items that we think would best improve the property. We'll go through the list with their costs, determine what's going to give us the most ROI, right? No, it doesn't make sense to put money into something that's not going to return. And then we go from there. So is there a limit? Not necessarily, no. If it doesn't make sense, if it's not going to make money back, then yeah, that's where we limit. But no, in terms of, you know, am I capping you at 30, 2,000? No.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. And the intention is definitely we're investing your investment with you to get the most out of it.
That sounds great. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the platinum. Do you think I have to stage?
I would recommend, I think that would be a very good idea for us in this situation. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Why not let us do all of it?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's make it easy. Let's make it easy and fun. Let's make it beautiful.
I
Let's
like
sell it right the first time. So, Francis, I'm so excited. I'm extremely confident in the sale of your home. I love working with homeowners like yourself. And I only have one last question. Francis, would you like me to be in your corner, accomplish your goals, and sell this home?
Yeah, definitely.
Great, let's go.
Great, let's go.
What if I said no? Or I'm not ready? What would she say then?
We'll say no.
Say no? I
Okay.
don't.
No, I'm not ready. I think I want to interview more agents.
There's the just-in-time script for that.
Oh, I thought you were
Okay.
asking Stephanie like right now.
Alyssa, you're up.
I
No,
am.
I don't.
Okay,
All right, Alyssa, go.
His was something, I don't have it on the top of my head. His was something was like when they're more hesitant and they're like, we need to think about it, or we're gonna talk with other agents. And it's like, I understand that. I completely appreciate that you want to do your due diligence and interview other agents. It would help me the most if I knew what it was that you were concerned about, or what you want to cover with other agents. So that way they kind of touch on their soft spots where they're not sure if there was some pushback in the presentation, and then you rebuttal based on what they tell you.
Okay. So Francis, I totally appreciate that. And I understand I may not have, is there something that I didn't go over that you have questions about, or something that you may have been offered by another agent?
No, you're my first agent I've interviewed. So everything looks great. Stephanie, you're great. I'm just, I want to make sure I'm in the right hands. I mean, everything you showed me is awesome, but I've only interviewed you.
Okay, I can completely appreciate that. I've been doing this for 10 years. I work with tons of agents. I'm sure you know there's some good ones, there's some okay ones. I can guarantee that I am with Olympians. We will take care of you. There are gold circles here. We will get the job done, and you will be so happy on the other side when you're hanging out with all your girlfriends. And this has just been a smooth ride.
Okay. Yeah.
You can, you're welcome to meet with other people. Just call me after.
The one thing, Alyssa, you armed her is what you did. It was a really good arm. If you notice, you acknowledged it,
Thank
you repeated it, and then you moved on. Is really so then Stephanie, when we go back over and we're just trying to arm the same situation, we just need to know what our move on is to. Essentially, that's where we get stuck. Like, where do we now move the conversation to now that they said no? Who knows, thinks what I'm going to say. What's my favorite word?
I can appreciate that.
That was a really good guess.
Acknowledge.
People who have been with us a bit longer. What is my favorite word?
I can respect that.
I don't ask it enough if we're not throwing this out here now.
Ah.
Why?
Oh, why?
Like, what about here? Why? Like, why are you not comfortable signing with me? Just why? I need to know why.
Great toddler.
You know, and why? How am I supposed to handle an objection? Okay. So awesome. Hey, Alyssa, totally respect that. And I appreciate you letting me know. Okay. That you want to interview a few other agents because I'm the only person that you've spoken to. Okay. I would love to just ask you quickly, because we've just spent the last hour together sitting here at the table going over the sale of your home. Was there anything that I missed that is lowering your confidence in me selling your home? Just ask them why. Why are you not confident in me selling your home? Because if I don't know why, and it's strictly because they don't like social media and they're like, Facebook is going to kill the world, and I just want like the hardcore door knockers, how are we supposed to possibly object that? We're going to come back and be like, well, I'll do it for 4%. And that's where agents just start discounting when that's not even the objection that's going on. So that's why it's really important, guys. They say no to something, or hey, like Holly, we really want a few weeks to think about it. Absolutely respect that. And I appreciate you even letting me know, Holly. I really appreciate that you want to think about a few things and just place all the pieces together. I just want to make sure before I leave that I represented you to the highest standard possible. Was there anything throughout the presentation specifically that you're wanting to think about? Okay, we just need to pinpoint things down. Okay, so they go, yes, Holly, we really just want to think about timing. We're really just not sure if this is the time for us because our daughter is coming down from San Francisco, and I don't know if we want to do this during the move, and yada, 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 yada. Oh my God, Holly, that makes perfect sense. I completely understand why all of that going on would cause you to want to pause or to sit back and think about it. Okay, based off what I've provided here, I'm 100% confident in being able to handle this sale while you get to focus and spend your time with your daughter. Okay, we spoke about timing previous in the conversation. I still hold to that timing. So Holly, if I was able to assist you and make this an extremely smooth transaction where you could go focus on helping your daughter, would you be more open to moving forwards today? Okay, no matter what it is though, all we're doing is pinpointing what the problem is, then we can tackle the problem. Otherwise, I'm just discounting no matter what. That's our fallback, is we think it's the money. It's usually not, guys. It usually isn't the money. If it's the money, they usually say it's the money. You see their face when you pull out that 5-6% and they go, whoa. They go like, wow. Like my friend said 1%. Like they get this, like, you feel that energy. I can almost promise you that 80% of the time people are not signing me that has nothing to do with how much it costs. Zero. That's why, like, Brian's one, the one that Brian just signed. You guys, that guy's bought and sold. Brian, would it be safe to say he's bought and sold like 30 plus properties? Probably safe to say. Yeah, he's bought or sold 30 plus properties. And he did not sit there and go, I have 13 agents in my phone book that I can call, Brian. Let me give you a call back next week and see what they all have to say. He was mind blown by Brian's presentation, so he moved forwards with it. Okay, they sat there and discussed it on the spot. So if your guys' presentations are ending with, hey, sorry, we just need to think about it, give us a call Monday, it doesn't have to do with the price of the program. It's having to do with how we're connecting with the client on an emotional level. Okay, a lot when I was at Sam at hers, Sam, you and her talked a lot about the purchase. That was a big point of conversation during the listing presentation, because that seemed to be a big part of her kind of worry. It was like she didn't want to be dealing with a million things at once, understandably. And so a lot of time was spent focused talking on the transaction and emotionally being involved in that with her. Hey, this is going to be really smooth. Okay, we should list now because bam, it's going to get you into your place. All that was built though to get there. Okay, so it's really important you're sitting there and you're actually connecting with this person on the other side of the table, and you're not just spieling them off, okay, the script. Because if you get to the end, you just spend an hour with somebody, you most definitely should feel comfortable asking them why they're not moving forwards with you. An hour is a lot of your time and a lot of their time. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're comfortable sitting there going, awesome, okay, why? I almost promise you it's an objection that you can handle on the spot and get it signed, so they don't go interview 6 other agents. Does our emotional connection go, like on their emotional level go after they've met 4 or 5 other people?
Way down.
It gets lower and lower and lower the longer that we're separated. Yeah. Okay, so we really want to make sure we're trying to get as much done there, on the spot as possible. Now I know you're not going to bring your physical agreement. We'll still have Kimmy send it out, but Holly did a fantastic job and she got the worry-free listing signed. She utilized that emotional bubble that they were in, got them to sign it. So then when the listing agreement comes over, they're like, we already signed all this. Good to go. My guy, on the other hand, he did not sign a worry-free listing. And we've been trying to get this agreement signed for like 3 freaking weeks because he wants to change every little thing on every little.
I know.
Okay, so take it from me. The difference between the two. Okay, he's like, no, Zach, I don't want a lockbox, so let's make sure that's not on the listing agreement. I'm like, you're telling me to remove the lockbox from the listing agreement, dude? I'm like, just like sign this thing and get it going. Okay. So hit their emotional bubble. Okay. Questions. Did anybody write anything down during that role play that really stood out to them? Hopefully somebody wrote something down.
I like Stephanie's comment about EXP where she said they're very agent oriented, which is great for us because that allows me to be very you oriented.
That was good.
Yeah, that was a power drop. That was a good soundbite.
That was really good. I also liked when she said that the walkthrough video allows the buyer to sell themselves in the home over and over again once they're in contract. That was great too.
I've never heard that or said that before. That's another really good one.
Yeah.
I liked her delivery overall. It was very smooth. Like, I mean, until she got to the point where she had to read, but even that you played it off and went pretty smoothly. But that's a really nice presentation, and I would definitely work with you.
Oh, thanks, baby.
From Brian, thank you.
Feedback. Wow. Aw.
I really liked your comments about working with the Olympians. Like, it was fun and playful, but it's the truth. So that was cool.
The Olympians. I like that one too. I just like all these. I'm liking all these ones that are coming.
I feel like I kind of chat a little too much. Like I could stay on script a little more. So it was good for me to practice also. Thank you.
I love your energy, Stephanie. Like it's infectious. Like people want to, like, I want to hang out with you more. Like if I didn't know you, I'd be like, she's fun.
Yeah, we get to be best friends for the next 60 to 90 days through this process.
I love it. And just so you guys know, for EXP, it's the first letters of like exceptional, excellence. That's what it stands for. You did EXP, it's all there. So you were pretty much right on, but somebody's asked me before and I didn't know what it was. So it's just so you guys know, a long time ago.
Not like
More than anything, I also wanted to say, Stephanie, I feel like your tone of voice and your cadence is one of the most authentic that I've encountered. Truly, like there is no hype of any kind into it. It's all coming across like just absolutely genuine. Love it.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm up. There's no more. Miss Stephanie.
All right, thanks, guys.
That's amazing. We did awesome. The one thing that I'm throwing in there is questions. That's my one difference there is this. I like to we want to just keep questions to keep them involved. It makes them feel like they almost built this with you. Awesome. So Francis, what are you seeing in the market? Okay. Francis, do you think photography is important for the sale of your home? Yes, Stephanie. It's just those little questions throughout. That's it. That's all I have to pull from there. Is just all those little questions just going without, because all it's going to do is just keep them a bit more engaged, which I know you thrive off of anyways, is when they're engaging back and laughing and, you know, giving you the energy back. So I think you dropping those questions are going to give them the opportunity to provide that to you. And all it's going to do is fill your glass while it's happening. Because you go, oh, Francis, do you think like photography is important for your home? And they go, yeah. I already know the Stephanie smile is like, oh, okay, I'm about to show you what's coming then. Like, you know, and then you're stacking it. And then it's like, cool. So do you even know what's going on in the market right now? You don't? Let me tell you, because I studied it for 30 minutes on my walk this morning. We have 180 homes, 60 single family, 3 with the pool, 2 with your square footage, and only 1 in a cul-de-sac like yours. Bam. You know, and you're dropping them on the spot. So all those just little questions, that's the only thing I have to pull from that. I think it would just feed your energy even more. And I think when you got to the end on the close, it would just, you'd have no problem asking them if you want to, or if they want you to be their agent or not.
Yeah, because you want them to participate with you, you know, like not just giving a presentation. You want them in the presentation with you. So I like that point.
I do feel like I'm kind of tap dancing, and I want to feel like I'm tap dancing with a partner. So I'm like, da-da-da, like, here's my show, but like, dance with me.
Yeah, come salsa.
And for those of you that don't know, Miss Stephanie is a comedian, and she's going to be having a little show for us at our next monthly in June. So, you know, surprise! Get ready for it.
We'll take all of your fake laughs. Thank you.
It all makes so much sense now.
You hear all
You
those
sound
little
like a comedian already naturally. So.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, okay. You guys did awesome. I'll send out this recording once it downloads. Okay, just so we have it. I'll put the first one with it too in the chat, because I know some people had trouble accessing. You guys, when we record them through Zoom, they have to go through the drive on some of them. So I'll send this out. Appreciate all you guys who came. Okay. Just so you guys know, this is how you get engaged. This is also how you get Zach sellers. Okay. I'm just gonna lay that blunt as it can be. I work hot sellers. I nurture sellers for 2 to 3 years. And when they're ready to sell, you guys sell them, not me. Okay. So the people that I give my sellers to are people who are showing up to role plays and are practicing their craft, because I've just spent 2-3 years building this relationship with this person. That goes the same just for opportunities in general from other agents, from other areas on the team. So you guys showing up here, I just want to give you a shout out, because that's just step one, is just showing up. And that's typically the hardest part, you know, for most people to do. So for you guys to come up, role play your script, I see you guys printing it out. I've seen people reading along, asking questions. It's amazing. And that's what's going to get you deals. Okay. That's what's like really keeping you involved, getting you to understand it. And when you go to your next listing presentation, it's just clockwork. Like when Dan did his buyer discovery after he role played it 100 times. He was like, it was weirdly easy. I'm like, yeah, like nice. Like I love it. Like that's how it should feel. You know, like you want it to feel easy when you're there and smooth and fluid. So have an absolutely great rest of your Wednesday, guys. Okay. Slack me if you have any questions about what we just covered. And also feel free to book a one-on-one with me if you want to do a 1v1 listing role play. Okay, with just you and me. Go ahead and just book it on my Calendly. Have a great day, guys. I'll talk to you soon.
Hey guys, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Bye.
With that,